So our flight is at 11:30 p.m. leaving Portland, and we are scheduled to arrive in Newark at 7:30 a.m. So we have plans as soon as we get into New York City to start going and seeing the attractions. We have a few things booked today, and we want to see as much as we possibly can in the 6 days that we're going to be in New York.
Ready for this? Mm-hmm. Ready to hit the road running?
So we gotta go get our bags and get ready to go and figure out how to get from here to our Airbnb on Wall Street.
Suitcase and
we know we have to take a cab, but we're not sure which ticket we need to buy and where we need to go. So that's what we're doing right now. How was your first subway ride in New York City?
it was okay. It wasn't super packed, it got busy, and the last couple stations we had to kind of be touching each other.
And now we're in the station, which is huge. World Trade Center station is massive. I thought it was just going to be one of those you see in the movies where you just come out, walk up the stairs, and you're right on the street. But this has shops and restaurants and all kinds of stuff in here.
Yeah, this is big. I don't know how many subway they meet here, but yeah, it's humongous. It looks like we're inside a gigantic whale. Those are the ribs.
All right, so our next order of business is to walk to our Airbnb. According to the app, which is Rio to Rome, which I downloaded, it is about a little over 1 kilometer to our Airbnb from the station. So we're gonna walk on Wall Street. Let's go.
Oh man.
The outside of the World Trade Center subway station. First view of tall skyscraper buildings.
All right. Here's New York for all of you guys.
Thankfully, our Airbnb host let us drop off our suitcases early. We walked down from our Airbnb to Battery Park. We have to be at our pier for the sailboat at 1:45. We are down at the water's edge, and these are our first views of the Statue of Liberty. I don't know if you can see in the distance. We're still walking around Battery Park, getting views of the Statue of Liberty from afar, and still trying to find our sailboat. But we have lots of time. So we've realized that our boat is actually outside of Battery Park, so more closer to the World Trade Center. But I'm glad we got to walk Battery Park. This is our continual view as we walk around Battery Park. Skyline on the other side. We're in a really pretty section with trees and shade and not that many people. We've come to the harbor. Well, we're still on the harbor. Got some big sailboats, and we're still looking for our sailboat. Oh, there it is. Yep. There it is, the Shearwater. All right, so figure this out. So for our trip to New York City, we did get the New York Pass. We ordered it online before we even left. With the pass, you can do 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, or 10 days. Our trip is 6 days, so we decided to do the 7-day pass. So we were actually losing a day, but we are planning to cram as much as we possibly can into our time here in New York and use the pass as much as we can so that we can definitely get our money's worth. So our first activity is the sailboat. We're going on the 1929 Shearwater. This is the first time Hilton and I have been on a sailboat, and we're excited to have this adventure here in New York City. So we are catching some quick lunch before our sailboat trip at Dos Toros. Very good. Or maybe I'm just really hungry.
Shearwater, everyone's ready to go for a sail?
Yes.
Awesome.
What do you think about doing your first sailboat in New York City?
First, I'm gonna do my hair. It's bad. Now. We'll see. We'll see.
We're just pulling away from dock. This is our views as we leave. Here's a look at Battery Park from the sailboat. That's all along where we walked, all the way around to get to the boat.
All right, we came our first time to see the Statue of Liberty.
Yep, our first time on a sailboat.
On a sailboat. Look.
So 2 firsts in 1. And our first time in New York City.
But definitely doesn't stop at the Statue of Liberty, so you have to do a different tour for going to the Statue of Liberty Island.
We will definitely be doing that one of these days in New York City.
Alright, that was the sailboat. It was done, I don't know, was it done in an hour and a half? It was good.
Yeah, that's relaxing.
Yeah, very relaxing. Now we're gonna go to the World Trade Center,
9/11
which
Memorial.
is the 9/11 Memorial next to it.
So we're entering the area of the 9/11 Memorial. You can see all the names down here that line the edge of the memorial. All right, we are just now leaving the 9/11 Memorial, and we're going to head into the 9/11 Museum. That is part of the City Pass. With the City Pass, you get into the museum free. With the City Pass, there's still quite a bit of line for whatever time it is, 2 o'clock. Even 2 in the afternoon, there's still quite a bit of a line for the memorial.
Oh, this is New York, so what do you expect? Actually, I would say it's empty.
So we are inside the museum, and in kind of the lobby way is this big piece of what I'm assuming is the original building. So I found the sign. It says each of these steel columns is the base of a trident, the 3-branched architectural element that gave the Twin Towers their distinctive lower facades. And this shows what New York skyline looked like at 8:30 on September 11th. So this picture is showing what the World Trade Center looked like on September 27th, 2001. This part may be difficult to see because it's in the dark, but they have a narrated story of what happened that day. So in this area, it seems like people are telling their stories of where they were when they heard This is a section of the radio and television antenna. This is on the North Tower. It's an elevator motor. Wow. I did not realize how big elevator motors were. Head out of the museum to the South Pool. Okay. So this is the South Pool. Before we went to the North Pool, and this is the South Pool on the other side of the museum.
So what do you think about 9/11 Memorial?
So I liked it. I thought it was really representative. They had a lot of things that you could see of the buildings. I liked that aspect. It was very somber in there, and everyone was really quiet and respectful. And I thought it was a good memorial to what happened. I didn't think it was too much. You know, they crammed it full of stuff. Thought it was just the right amount. You can kind of go at your own pace. There was the guided tours and the audio tours if you want to do that, or you can just walk through like we did. And I feel like we still really appreciated the memorial. What do you think?
I think it was nice. Definitely it is a memorial, so it's not a museum.
It's true.
So
it's a little sombering. It's not like a fun, exciting thing to do, but definitely I think you should come and see it to pay tribute to what happened.
So now we're going back to the Airbnb. Hopefully we'll get the keys and then go out for a little walk on the Brooklyn Bridge.
We were just walking along and we found the bowl. So we'll have to take a picture with all the crowd that's already here taking pictures. Wow. Can't even like see the bowl. You have to be aggressive and get in there quick. Get your picture done. And here's the pictures on the back of the bowl. Most people are touching the balls. And at the back of the bowl, there's a nice organized line of people to take pictures. At the front, it is like cutthroat, push people out of the way. I had no idea the bowl was so popular. But it was like crazy tourist, like people get mad at each other and push each other out of the way type thing. This bowl gets a lot of pictures taken every day because this is a Thursday at 3 p.m. I can't even imagine what it's like on the weekend. Crazy.
We are gonna go to the Brooklyn Bridge.
We're gonna walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. We were going to rent the bikes, but it's only till 7 o'clock and it's about 6 now. So we're gonna come back another day and rent the bikes so that we can have them for the whole day if we want.
Yeah, I don't think we'll need it for the full day, but
I don't know, we'll see.
It will be better to get for a longer period of time than just an hour.
Yeah, so right now we are just gonna walk the Brooklyn Bridge, check it out, and maybe, is it sunset? Maybe?
Yeah. Maybe
Might hit sunset also, we'll see.
Well,
so first time on the Brooklyn Bridge.
And we're walking it. We are walking it. And the bridge is way back there.
We're about to switch from the pavement to the wood. Here we are, officially on the bridge. And here's the views looking back from the Brooklyn Bridge of the city. And tonight you just have to wait a little bit and you can get a picture with nobody in it. Just have to be patient. By the cities of New York and Brooklyn, 1954. Here's the other side, looking at Brooklyn. I'm sure the locals get so annoyed with all the tourists taking pictures. at the bowl. We'll have to do that again later. And we finished here on the Brooklyn Bridge at sunset. Had to mention, even though we said we were wrapping up the video, really quickly for dinner, we found this hole-in-the-wall Mediterranean place that looks so good. Hilton's getting the mixed meat plate. I'm getting a beef gyro, I don't know how to say it. I just know I love them and they're so good. It's cash only and we'll show it to you right now.
Tasty. That looks fantastic. Orange.
So make sure and go back and watch those. We'd love to have you. I don't know, we'd love to have you.